Welcome to Crafty Thursdays. Alright, so we're going to be doing crochet. We're doing American style, so all terms are going to be in American, not English. They are a bit different. Alrighty, so today we are going to do how to do half double crochet. And I, again, am having issues getting this just to do a slip knot. Come on, you can do it. Alright. Nope. Sorry for the camera. Oh my goodness. Can you just like slip knot, please? Pretty please? Alright. It's finally slightly-ish done. Alright, whatever. We're gonna do a chain. 1, 2. Actually, is that gonna count? I'm gonna do a couple. It is finger crochet. We're not keeping it, as y'all can tell. I'm still reusing the same ball of yarn because I have no clue where my lighter color ones are. So we also have the brown over there. We're gonna use that with the hook. And this is the chain stitch, which if you have no clue how that is done, go back to that video. It's a couple moments long. It starts off with the finger crochet. So alright, so we have a couple of chains. I'm gonna skip the first one. We're gonna go through this one. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna go through that one, but still we're doing half double. So this is between a single crochet and a double crochet. Double crochets will be next video, so look for that next week. Alright, so you start with getting yarn, which I do it this way, and then you go through the hole we were about to. We're gonna grab the yarn. So now you have 3. Alright, now you grab your yarn again and you pull through all 3 of them. Makes this big old mess, doesn't it? But gives you a little bit of height, which makes some jobs go a little bit quicker depending on what you're working on. So if you're making a blanket, a half double would be way faster than a single crochet or slip stitch. Definitely anything's better than slip stitch. And yeah, it'll make things go a little bit faster, because if you're going for length, like height, it'll definitely zoom on by. There are a lot more stitches that zoom more, but so far as what we've taught, learned, whatever, this is the tallest of them all. So and again 3, and then shove my thumb through there to grab, and then 1, find the next one. So you see how I'm fighting this? You see how this one goes between here and behind? That's the one we want, not the one down there. And there, 3, shove my thumb through, and 3. Now, I've seen it different places. When you go to the next row and you're using the half doubles, that some do a chain 1 and some do a chain 2. We're gonna do a chain 2 because that just sounds good for me. Like I said, it just depends. Like if you're following a pattern, I can't seem to get this one to go. When you're following a pattern, you just go with whatever they're suggesting you do. Sometimes your thoughts or crochet style will be different from the designers, and it'll just work better if you do it a different way. Alright, so chain 2, 1, 2. Alright, we're gonna run out of yarn on this. Alright, we have 1 loop, 2 loops. Remember, we're not counting the chain, which is a chain 2 this time around. And Let's get the thumb through there, then we'll grab it. Grab! Alright. 1 through. Sorry about my noisy AC. It is so hot outside. And look, this bulky yarn is so splitty. We have split through the yarn. Can you see that? This 2 pieces here is part of that. So you undo, which is really easy. You just pull, undo, and then you can redo it. Oh wait, I'm wrong. What the heck is that wrong? So this is a time where you can undo the rows to figure out what happened where. Because I honestly, I don't know. I mean, because these have it over there. That's weird. Oh, it's there. Okay, so I didn't do it wrong. I was just saying things. See? But still, we learned how to partially frog. You can see how really frog, like you hate the whole thing. You want to get rid of it. Grab hold of your tail, grab hold of the working yarn, and go, nope. Just undo it. And sometimes when you're really mad at a project, this is very, very soothing. Especially if you're mad at the yarn. And then you get a knot. Sorry for shaking the camera. But yeah, that's how all that works. Really, yarn? Really? Really? You didn't want to be undone? The fuzzy yarn. It likes to get mad. Alright, whatever. You're in trouble. You can go away. Alright, so the big fat brown yarn. Alright, where's the end of you? There you are. Alright, I'm going to show you on this one how to do the half double. Alright, we has that. And we go, that is a really big hole. I mean loop. Okay, whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so we're going to do 10, but we're going to skip these 2. And I should have done it on the green yarn, but I didn't because I wasn't thinking about that. So, like when we did the chain 2 to go to the next row, we're going to do that here. So, 1, 2, skip these 2. Yarn over, go through, pull through. 3 loops on the hook. And we grab and pull through all 3 of them. You fight with your yarn. Alright, so 1, 2, and 3. Pull all through. The upside to the Bernat is it doesn't have separated strands like the Red Heart or that Lion Brand Chunky Blue. Green. Green. It's definitely green. Alright. So through all of those. And as you can see, it's getting all puffy. Can you hear that? Alright, so anyways, and go through all of them, and that is half double. And so you can kind of see you have the 2, it's like an X on there because you have the 2 going one way and then you have the 1 going like a whole separate different way. Alright, and now for the regular yarn. Alright, let's pull some off of you. This is why yarn bowls exist. I don't have one. I normally use my child's Easter bucket. Just put it on the floor next to me and let them roll around. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have our chain. We're going to skip 2 and go into this one. So we have 1, 2, 3. Pull through all 3. 1, 2, 3. Pull through all 3. 1, 2, 3, pull through all 3. And yeah, I use my thumb to hold the loops in place so they don't move around while I'm, trying to grab the yarn. So 1, 2, hold, push it through, grab, pull through, and ta-da! Sometimes it helps you get the yarn and the hook to work properly if you hold stuff in place. So like my finger is behind where I'm shoving it in, which is why it's really good that these aren't really pointy. And you grab, and I'm holding right here because that means when I go to pull, I have more, control over this loop. And then go around, and I'm grabbing here so it stays, and then I grab here to make everything stay together. So that might help. I mean, you don't really think about it when you get to this point where you've done it for so many years. But just key little things to help people learning how to do it. Yes, it's getting your hands to work together, kind of like, holding a fork and a knife. Well, which hand do you put the fork in? Which hand do you put the knife in? Yeah, I might be right-handed, but the fork's going to go in my left hand when I'm using my right to cut with a knife. It just depends on what's comfortable. So like how I'm doing this is called, well, at least in knitting, it's called continental, how I'm holding my yarn. And so for me, knitting was easy because I'm already doing this. This is normal for me to hold the yarn in my left hand, and my operating hook or needle is in my left hand yarn, right hand tool. So to me, it's normal. Okay, so we're at the end. We have our 10, I think, possibly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, we're going to do our 2. 1, 2. We're going to pretend it does not exist. And then we're going to continue doing our half doubles. And you see how this is going up so much taller and quicker than last video when we were doing the single crochet and the slip stitch. Woo! But it'll definitely, if those are the only stitches it'll definitely work up faster. You also use more yarn because you're putting an extra loop into it compared to single crochet. 2 loops if you're comparing it to slip stitch or chain. And if you're wondering, how are you going so fast? Lots and lots and lots of practice. If you have a kid at home and they have Barbie dolls or whatever guys are playing with nowadays, action figures and stuff, or even Pokemon figures, you can make them a whole bunch of little mats. Just continue this on until it's about yay big, and then end it off, cut it, and say, here, go play with it. I mean, if you really like to keep an eye on your progression, you can, label them, say, this is day 1, this is day 3, this is, whatever day it is that you actually made it, that you're practicing your skills. You can just throw it away if you're planning on, cutting and ending and everything. But mostly just unravel, work on something for 10 minutes, see if it's to a point where it approves of your standards to whatever you're comparing it against. And if it does, cool. If it doesn't, rip it out. Roll it back up and try it next time you decide to practice. Yarn is usually pretty forgiving unless you have strangled it. I have seen people use just like a death grip on it. Just, yeah. If it doesn't look the same as it did going in, you might want to adjust things. How you hold it, how big your hook is. If it's just so tight, try getting a bigger hook. Like, okay, we're gonna go ahead and switch to a bigger hook on this yarn. This yarn is normally, I think, a G. It's somewhere between a G and a J, what it suggests. But see, we're going to switch. We're going to do our 2 chains. Like, those chains are already huge. And this is the N 9mm. And this was, because I didn't say it, the H 5mm. Alright, so do our yarn over. Now it's going to be fun getting it through all the holes because, you know, different hook size. Go through all. Just be careful when you're going through them that you get through the right holes or you get stuck in random places. And then you pick up yarn that you weren't meaning to pick up. It's like trying to, you know, freshly put buttons through buttonholes. It's not quite used to it. You have to force it. No, I really didn't want to go through. Come on. Starting to split the yarn on the way back. Alright. Yeah, that is one. Come on. There we go. Alright, so you're going to see a major difference there. These are much bigger than like this row. And then the chains are huge compared to, I guess there. So, I mean, you can use bigger hooks. There's no rules against that. You can use whatever size hook you want. I mean, I could try to do this hook with this yarn. I don't want to because I know it's gonna be worse than this. And that I should definitely use, like, you know, that blue hook I was using the first time. I have no clue what size it is. Like I said, I think it's like a P or a Q. It just depends on what you want to try. So if you're going to go out and buy stuff, I suggest Walmart, Red Heart Yarn. Get like a beginner set of hooks that give you different sizes. They say them on them. You can get the ones with parts on here. You can get the ones that are just straight metal hooks. You can get plastic, bamboo. You know, there's a large assortment of things you can get. But when you're learning and you have no clue, I suggest getting at least a size range set of hooks. Doesn't have to be all of them. They usually sell them in like 3 size packs. You know, like H to N is not going to be a size pack, but they can do, I think I've seen them like G, H, and I, or G, I, and J, you know, something like that. And that will give you, you'll know if you need to go bigger or smaller. I would suggest not trying to start with a C, a D, or an E, because those things are so tiny. And especially with Red Heart, I mean, you could on some of those, but Red Heart works better with the G to I section, at least in my opinion. Like, this is an H. So G would do tighter and I will be looser. Not quite this loose, but yeah, I is what I normally use with Red Heart to make my blankets, which y'all see when we do the corner to corner section. I will see y'all next time. Bye.